Scene, Yankee Stadium, the final battleground. The crowd is electric, anticipation thick in the air. After the brutal brawls between Agnostic Front and Dropkick Murphys, the tension is palpable. The arena is divided, but there's something else brewing. In the center of the stadium, two powerful factions are about to clash for one last time. And this time, there's a new challenger, Dickie Barrett from the mighty Bosstones, a force from the ska punk world ready to bring his own kind of chaos into the mix. Alright, folks, we've reached the final showdown of this punk rock war, the ultimate clash of power, pride, and pure chaos. Dropkick Murphys stand victorious after defeating Agnostic Front on their own turf in Fenway, and now they're facing the ska punk warriors from the mighty Bosstones. But wait, it doesn't stop there. Out of the shadows comes Harley Flanagan, the brutal force behind Cro-Mags, ready to add even more fuel to the fire. This is it, folks. The final battle for dominance in the punk world. Can Dickie Barrett hold his own? Or will Harley Flanagan take control? Let's find out. Fight. Round 1. Bosstones charge. The mighty Bosstones step forward, the brass section blaring an aggressive intro as Dickie Barrett stands tall, his trademark deep voice ready to roar. He walks towards the Dropkick Murphys, with Ken Casey glaring from across the field. The tension between them is thick. Dickie Barrett, you think this fight's been bad so far? You ain't seen anything yet, Casey. Ken Casey, bring it, Barrett. You won't last a minute. With a sudden burst, Dickie charges at Ken, swinging a heavy fist in a wild haymaker. Ken, ever ready, ducks under the swing and counters with a body slam, sending Dickie crashing to the turf. The crowd roars, the energy electric. But Dickie quickly recovers, flipping over and jumping back to his feet with surprising agility for a man his size. Dickie Barrett, you think you've got moves, huh? Watch this. He swings a swinging knee into Ken's midsection, knocking the air out of him. The punch lands with a loud thud as the crowd goes wild. Meanwhile, Albar from Dropkick Murphys and Ben Carr from the Bosstones are caught in a brawl of their own. Albar lands a brutal kick to Ben Carr's chest, sending him flying back into the dugout, but Ben recovers quickly, sending a wild elbow to Albar's temple. Albar, you ain't so tough, Carr. Ben Carr, try me, Bar. Round 2. Harley enters just as the chaos reaches its peak. The ground shakes with the force of a new arrival. The doors to the stadium fly open, and Harley Flanagan, the legendary frontman of Cro-Mags, storms in like a freight train. His presence is enough to make the air feel even heavier. The Dropkick Murphys and the Bosstones stop momentarily, watching as Harley steps into the arena. Harley Flanagan, enough of this nonsense. The time for fighting like kids is over. If you want a real battle, you'll have to go through me. Dickie Barrett, Harley, you don't scare me. Bring it on. He charges toward Harley, fist swinging wildly, but Harley is faster. He ducks under Dickie's punch and lands a devastating knee to Dickie's gut, sending him crumpling to the ground. The crowd gasps at the sheer force of the attack. Ken Casey, that's it. Harley's here to end this. Harley Flanagan, you wanted to play with the big boys, Barrett? This is the price. You're not even in our league. With a swift movement, Harley grabs Dickie by the collar, lifting him off the ground with ease. Then, in a single motion, he slams Dickie Barrett onto the turf with a violent thud, causing the crowd to gasp in unison. Harley Flanagan, you don't step into a ring with me unless you're ready to get broken. Dickie Barrett, now bruised and battered, lies on the ground, breathing heavily. The Dropkick Murphys and the mighty Bosstones gather around, catching their breath. The fight has come to a sudden halt, and Harley Flanagan's appearance has made it clear. This is no longer a fight for pride, but for survival. Ken Casey, you see what happens when you mess with the real punks? Now listen, this ain't about who's the toughest anymore. This is about punk surviving, about staying true to the streets. We've beaten each other up, but maybe it's time we realize we all have a place in this. A place that's bigger than turf wars. Albar, we don't need to keep fighting like this. We've all got our own scene, our own sound. But it's all punk. Dickie Barrett, I'm not going to lie. I've had my share of bruises, but you know what? Maybe you're right. We all represent something bigger. A truce sounds good, but on our terms. Harley Flanagan, fine. No more fighting. But if we're gonna call a truce, we do it like men. None of that backdoor stuff. We fight, we settle it, and then we respect each other. But know this. I run this scene and you all fall in line. The tension in the stadium is palpable as the two sides slowly, hesitantly, agree. Harley Flanagan holds out his hand, and after a beat, Ken Casey steps forward to shake it. Dickie Barrett, a little slower, does the same. It's the beginning of a strange respect, a shared acknowledgement that punk in all its forms, is what unites them. The camera pans over the stadium as the crowd watches in stunned silence. Harley Flanagan raises his hands, and for a moment, everything stops. Harley Flanagan, his voice echoing through the stadium's speakers. Listen up. We fought. We bled. But now it's time we stop with this madness. We can keep this war going, or we can recognize what punk is really about. We're all brothers in this mess. Whether we play ska or hardcore, Boston or New York. So we're calling it right here, right now, a truce. For the music. For the streets. For punk. Ken Casey, you hear that, boys? We fight, but we fight for the same thing. Let's raise our fists together. 'Cause this is about more than just one city, one band, one song. This is about the whole damn punk family. The crowd roars in approval, and for the first time in a long while, there's peace in the chaos of punk. The final scene fades out, the sound of a loud, powerful ska punk anthem playing as the crowd continues to cheer. Well, there you have it, folks. A night of blood, chaos, and chaos resolved. Dropkick Murphys, Mighty Mighty Bosstones, and Cro-Mags, each with their own stake in the punk world. But tonight, they've come together. A truce. It's a new era, my friends. The old ways have been laid to rest. Punk is alive and stronger than ever. This is Anarchy Airwaves, signing off. But remember, the street's always calling.